Hello, friends. Today, the poem that we are doing is The Scholar Gypsy by Matthew Arnold, and it was published in the year 1853. The period is important because this was the period when the industrial revolution was in full swing in England, and this is the thing which Arnold does not like. Okay, we'll come to it later. It is based on 17th century Oxford story found in Joseph Glanvill's The Vanity of Dogmatizing. So this was a book in the year it was published in the year 1661, and it was written by Joseph Glanville. Okay, the story of a poor Oxford scholar who left Oxford to join the Gypsies. Now, Gypsies are unconventional people. Okay, the society does not appreciate them very much, and our Oxford scholar, instead of taking a regular job, he prefers an unconventional occupation, so to say. Okay, so this is the central theme of the story. Now, it is written in 25 stanzas, and each stanza has 10 lines each, and therefore there are 250 lines in this poem. Now, what is very important is juxtapositioning. Uh, Juxtapositioning means when you keep two things side by side so that people can see the contrast. Now, what Matthew Arnold is lamenting is the fact of the loss of the simple way of life. So, in the beginning stanzas, what he has done, he has portrayed the rural setting, the pastoral setting, the pastoral where shepherds are shown, where sheep are shown, farmers are there, peasants are there, which the life which is pure, which is simple, which is peaceful, and which is innocent life. Okay, the shepherds and peasants being close to nature without any artificiality. So this is the life we can see. The rivers are flowing. The wind or the air is very pure. The waters are pure in the village area. The rural setting, even the characters, even the village people, the shepherds, they are really pure. So character is also very simple and very pure. This has been contrasted in the later stanzas by what the 1853, the age of industrial revolution and machinery. Right, people moving from the rural area to the industrial centers, away from nature. So they are moving away from nature, away from innocence towards slum. So in the city life, there is poverty, there is slum, the water is unclean, the air is unclean. Even there are characters who are out there to loot the poor people. So even the character is not pure. They are beggars, they are prostitutes, they are rich, who are exploiting the poor. There is unemployment, tensions and pressure of the modern world. So this two life, the simple life on the one hand, and the materialistic life on the another hand, is contrasted. And this life, this modern world, is also devoid of spirituality, and there is no religion per se. Right. So these two words are contrasted. Now, Arnold's attitude towards scholar Gypsy is similar to the attitude of an adult towards a child. Now, what is this attitude of an adult? Arnold appreciates the innocence of the gypsy and envies it, just like we appreciate the innocence and envy the simplicity of a child. Same way, Arnold is also appreciating the innocence of gypsy, and but he realizes that he could not return to such a stage of innocence. Now, as we realize the child being innocent, but we cannot return. We have experienced, we have grown up the similar in the same way. The poet Arnold also envies the life of Gypsy, but he knows that this life cannot be achieved now. Society too has evolved towards industrialism and materialism, which is inevitable. So Arnold realizes this. Okay, that industrialism, even though he does not like industrialism, he doesn't like materialism, but this is the life and this has to be accepted. Arnold is exploring the spiritual and emotional laws of 19th century, and because he is exploring the spiritual loss, because there is a loss, therefore this poem is also an elegy. The melancholy strain was predominant in his poetry. The poetry of Matthew Arnold was melancholy. There was sadness in it. There was no lamentation per se, but there was sadness in his poetry. Okay, in Scholar Gypsy in Thyrsis is his great elegy. He mourns the loss of whole way of life which has passed. So what he's doing in Scholar Gypsy also in Thyrsis, he's mourning the loss of a way of life, the way which was simple, the way which was pure, the way which was rural and pastoral, as against the modern life with its sick hurry and divided aim, which has come in its place. Right. So he's contrasting, as I told you, contrasting is juxtapositioning two sets of life, rural and pastoral on the one hand, and this modern life on the other hand. So this you should keep in mind. And now we are progressing to the poem, and we are going to do it line by line. So the poem begins in a pastoral mode, and the poet, who may be a shepherd, is saying something to his fellow shepherd. Go, for they call you shepherd. So the poet is saying to the fellow shepherd, go, they call you. Your sheep are calling you from the hill. Go, shepherd, and untie the wattled coats. So the enclosure where the sheep are there, you untie them and let them get out, come out. Untie. Now this untie means liberty, liberty to the this sheep's. But this word untie or liberty comes in the very starting, where in the subsequent poem what we are going to see is that the scholar Gypsy is also not, he won't be tied by anything, he won't be tied by convention, and he will be also free. So this word comes in the very starting, the liberty. No longer leave thy wistful flock unfed. And your flocks, your sheeps who wants to come out, who are yearning to come out because it's morning time and they must really be hungry and thirsty, they want to come out. So don't let them unfed. Tend to them. Nor let thy bowling fellows rag their throats. And bowling fellows mean they are shouting the top of their voice, they are bleating, and they are straining their throats. Let them come out, let them have their, let them graze. Nor the cropped herbage shoot another head. That the idea is let them graze, let them come out. But when the fields are still, and the tired men and dogs all gone to rest. When the fields are still, that means in the evening, and the tired men and dogs, they are all gone to rest. And only the white sheep are sometimes seen. And sometimes we see in the evening time white sheep cross and recross the strips of moon blanched green. Moon blanched green means the meadows, the green grass fields where the sheep are grazing. They don't now they are moving back to their fold, but they don't go. If you have noticed, you must realize that sheep don't go in a straight direction, but they cross and recross. That means they go back in a zigzag direction. So they're grazing also, and they're going back to their fold. At that time, come shepherd, and again begin the quest. So whatever quest you are engaged in right now, finish your work, tend to your sheep, and then in the evening time come back and again begin your quest. Now what quest he may be engaged in? Maybe he is engaged in finding the the scholar Gypsy. This may be one of those quests, or another quest may be the finding the spirituality and the religion which is missing in this modern world. Okay, any which way, but begin your quest when once you have tended to your sheeps. Here, where the reaper was at work of late. In the second stanza, same pastoral touch again continues. Here where the reaper was at work of late. This is the field where the reaper who was he was harvesting, he was of late, he was working here in this high field's dark corner where he leaves. Now, this is a corner and which is dark. Dark means it must be shady. There must be trees there in the corner of the field where he leaves his coat. In this shade, he leaves his coat, his basket, and his earthen crus. Now, earthen crus means earthenware or jar. Now, earthenware, he must be carrying his food in it, he must be carrying his water in it. He has kept it here, and in the sun all morning bind the sheaves. Now, he has cut there, he is harvesting his grains, he's harvesting the corns, and he's binding them in the sheaves. Then here at noon come back his stores to use. Then he'll come back again in the noon time when he's tired, when he's hungry, he'll come back to use his stores again. That means store means he'll be having his lunch, drinking water at that time. Here will I sit and wait. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to wait for you. You go and tend to your sheep and then come back again in the evening time. While to my ear from upland far away. Now imagine a person sitting, a shepherd sitting in the near a field. What sort of a sound may be coming in his ears? The bleating of the folded flocks in barn is barn. Now obviously he in the first paragraph we know that sheep are bleating, they want to come out. So this is one voice that which is hearing, but distant cries of reaper in the corn. Now we know that reapers they are harvesting, they are cutting the corn, so their voices may be coming, the cutting of the corn, the talking of they are doing among themselves, and the live murmur of a summer's day. This is a summer day, so what all sounds can come in summer day? There will be chirping of the birds, there may be voices of the bees, the brook or a small river flowing by, the water it may sound, or the breeze coming by. This all sounds are coming to him, and he's sitting there and he's hearing this noise, this sound. So such a beautiful description of a rural setting, of a village setting, of a pastoral setting is there. And in subsequent paragraph, which I've already told you, it will be contrasted by the modern life. Screened, and this is the third paragraph. Screened in this nook over the high, and I'm screened. I'm covered in this nook in this corner over the high half-reaped field, and from here I can see the half-reaped field where I am sitting. And here till sundown, shepherd will I be, and I'm going to sit here till the sundown. I'll be here. You tend to your flock and then come back again in the evening. Through the thick corn, the scarlet poppies peep, and here I can see the thick corn, those uncut corns I can see here, and from between those corns the scarlet poppies peep. The scarlet is a color which is orangish red in color, and the poppies are beautiful orangish red color flowers. From there, in between, they are also peeping, so I can see the poppies also. And round green roots and yellowing stalks I see. Here I am sitting and I can see the green roots of the corn and yellowing stalks. Now, yellowing stalks means that these corns are ready to be cut and therefore they are yellow in color, they are ripe. I see pale pink convolvulus in tendrils creep. Now, convolvulus is a whitish pink color, beautiful flower. I can see those flowers from where I am sitting. And air swept lindens yield their scent. Now, lindens is a tall tree which has got yellowish flower and it has got very beautiful smell. So, air swept from those I can scent their scent, and where I am sitting, I am enjoying their scent as well. And rustle down their perfumed showers of bloom, and sometimes the petals also fall down from the flower on the bent grass where I am laid. So like a shower they fall down and on the bent grass where I am laid. So I am enjoying the scent also of this convolvulus, and I am enjoying the or the linden's yellow flower, and I am enjoying the petals also. And bower me from the August sun with shade, and because it is August sun which is very bright and very strong sun, and they are protecting me, this tall grass and this tall tree, they are protecting me. And the eye traveled down to Oxford's Tower, and at the back I can see the Oxford Tower. So this is the central Oxford Tower, because our scholar Gypsy was a student of this Oxford only. And interestingly, and what is important is this Matthew Arnold was also a student and a teacher in this same Oxford. Okay, right. So the entire three paragraphs are of pastoral setting. The mood is of village area, the rural area, the shepherds, and innocence and simplicity and purity. We'll continue this in our next video. Thank you.